Invite. There we go. Board. All right, just waiting for a good brother to get there. You right there right now. What's going on, Jim?
Hey,
You all
what's
right?
going on, man?
Nothing much, nothing much. Just sitting back another good day. What about yourself?
Doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good.
All right, that's
Sir.
good. That's good for everybody that's tuning in. Will tune in. This is Mr. iSnap Studios himself right now. Got my special guest, the very famous Jeremy Cornelius. Go ahead and give yourself a round of applause. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing as good as I could be doing, man.
All right, all right. Yeah, everybody that knows who Jeremy Cornelius is, he is the National Modeling Runway Coach, trained over 3,000 models nationwide. But that's not what we're going to be talking about today. What we're going to be talking about is this new business that you had started off months ago, which I believe is called Cathy's Cookies Corner. Am I correct?
That is absolutely correct. Yes, sir.
All right, all right. So why don't you tell us what got you started to want to pursue that venture? What got you started to pursue your cookie baking business?
Well, actually, my mother, when I was 12 years old, I'm the youngest of five boys, and there were no biological daughters that my parents had. And so around the age of 12, my mother was doing the bake sale for my my home church that I grew up in. And she brought me to the kitchen to help her. And so she started teaching me how to bake pies, cookies, cakes. I mean, you name it, we baked it. And so as time had progressed, maybe around age 13 to 14, I started getting really good at baking cookies. And at the time, I had a paper route, and we started selling the cookies on my paper route as like a little fundraiser for, just something extra that we can do. And people will come to our house every summer, just purchasing cookies from us and everything. And so I was known as the cookie boy and the paper boy. And so as time progressed, went on years later, I baked cookies just because, just do a fundraiser for church, or just for the fun of it, or just because, I don't know, just because I wanted to have some fresh homemade cookies. And I never really liked getting store-bought items. And I mean, it really kind of just took over from there. The business, like I said, I've been baking since I was 12 years old, but the business itself just got established back in December. And that's because a friend of mine called me over to their house and said, hey, we have some family coming over during Christmas, and we would like for you to bake some cookies for us so they can have some, some desserts. I said, okay, sure, no problem. So I went to their home. I baked them about 300 cookies, and I posted a picture on social media saying, hey, in the kitchen, working late, baking cookies and everything. And next thing you know, the next day, I'm getting all of these orders for some more cookies. And I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of dope. So I made some more cookies, made about maybe 250 more cookies. And I posted another picture on social media. And the very next morning, I woke up to the sound of my Cash App going off because people were placing more orders. After that, I mean, we're what, 4 months in, and I'm already shipping to about 8 to 9 different states. I've sold over 4 or 5 thousand cookies. In just 4 months.
Wow, wow! In just a matter
Yeah,
of short 4 months. Wow,
yeah,
that's very impressive, man. That's very impressive, man. I know that you definitely have put a lot of work in within that short period of time, and that's just amazing. But then again, you always managed to pull out some amazing feats that I didn't seen over the years. So I'm honestly not surprised. At the same time, I'm always impressed, especially with with this venture just starting up. That's a very impressive feat. Very, very impressive.
well, yeah, it was very. I got a little scared at first because I'm used to like any new venture that I branch out in. I'm used to everything just being ready, set, go, and then we just moving forward. I mean, as you know, with the modeling business, whenever I do a fashion show or event, well, we've already put so much time and effort behind the scenes of making it work. So when it's time to do the show, we like, okay, push the button, go, we ready. But this business, literally, I always say, some people's vision grow legs and take off running. This vision grew legs, arms, a full body, a head, had some other siblings, and took off without me even realizing. Like, I had to play catch up with my own vision because it grew a lot further than what I was expecting it to grow in just such a short amount of time.
Wow, wow. Yeah, and that is an amazing feat right there. And continuing on with this feat, as we all know that since the quarantine did start, it has impacted a lot of small businesses, a lot of entrepreneurs from pushing further, from going along in a pace that that would have been obtained. So the question
Absolutely.
for me to you is how has this impacted your business since the quarantine, since COVID-19 took place?
Well, honestly, I haven't really, I didn't really have any issues with customers because the customers are still purchasing. However, I had issues with purchasing ingredients because the stores, as you know, are kind of scarce when it comes down to products like flour, butter, eggs. And so that kind of posed some challenges in itself because when I would go to try to restock my ingredients and my inventory, I would have to go to several different stores just to find, flour. I've even found myself having to buy a bag of flour at the local corner store, whereas I can go to Walmart and get a 10-pound bag of flour for a couple dollars. And going to the corner store, I had to pay, about $4 or $5 to get a 4-pound bag of flour because just the main stores don't have enough product to keep up with. So it's been kind of difficult in that regard. But as relates to the customers and things like that, I really haven't seen um, any challenges with that, and I'm so grateful for that in itself because I know there are a lot of small businesses out there that are really having a hard time keeping up with sales and things like that due to the COVID-19 pandemic that we have going on.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. When it comes, especially when it comes to the food industry, yeah, this does present like the most common problem of the scarcity of getting the necessary ingredients to be able to produce the food and everything that's on the menu to be able to satisfy the customers. But one thing that I do love about each and every one of you is that despite everything that's going on, y'all still do everything y'all can to find the resources that y'all need to be able to produce everything that y'all can create. Y'all be able to still go out your way to provide a service for all those who are still looking for a service, especially when it comes to food, because food is a basic necessity for
Yes,
every single human being. So there's always going to be a place for you. And for everybody that's still out there doing their thing, risking their lives, risking their health to be able to provide this service for the community. So there's always going to be more power to each and every one of you that's stepping out there, risking your life and your health for the greater good and the common cause.
absolutely, absolutely. And like you said, food is a necessity, and so I do kind of pride myself on having a great product. And one thing I do love about my customers is that they'll say, "Well, since we got to be quarantined, then I'll at least like to order some quarantine snacks." So having the option of still being able to ship off orders and deliver orders definitely helps me during this time.
Okay, okay. And speaking of getting the shipment of orders, how will we be able to reach you? How will we be able to get in contact with you for anybody that's interested or are definitely willing to go ahead and purchase some of your cookies, some of your products?
Well, you can contact me directly at 989-475-5323, or you can reach out to me on all social media platforms at Cathy's Cookie Corner, and that's both Facebook and Instagram, or you can email me directly at cathyscorner.orders@gmail.com.
Okay, okay. Yeah, thank you very much. And lastly, before we go ahead and wrap this up really quick, for entrepreneurs such as yourself that's continuing on what encouraging words do you have to say for all the entrepreneurs that are still striving to provide a service despite what we're facing right now? What encouraging words do you have to pass on to them?
That's easy. Be creative and innovative. Just because we're down right now does not mean you have to be out. Find a way to still be productive in the middle of a crisis. You have to find a way to still be able to produce when the conditions surrounding you aren't favorable. I always used to say earlier on when I first started my some of my other businesses, excuse me, sorry, is that you're not necessarily great because you stay in something and you create something. You really can become great when you have nothing and you create something. So even though things aren't favorable, like I said, even though things are challenging, even though things are not exactly where you need them to be, find a way to still produce. Find a way how your business, your dream, your vision can still benefit someone in the middle of a crisis. When you're able to do that, you are able to weather the storm and you're able to still be successful no matter what obstacles are thrown your way.
All right, all right. Yeah, thank you very much for that. Because one thing that's definitely very good is be able to have the endurance and have the spirit to continue to weather through the storm. Because as we look at this, this is actually just another storm that we are facing. It's just that this is a bigger storm, but those who really can look at it and continue to work through these, those are the ones who have the true spirit, the true drive to continue to push on forward, regardless of anything.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. All right, all
Absolutely.
right. So yeah, so thank you very much for your time. As always, I gotta go ahead and get me some cookies. I've been trying to get around to it, but yeah, my day job, they keep me so busy up there. I'll be having to slip my mind on a lot of things.
Well, I will make sure I send you a special order.
Okay, okay. Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Again, thank you for all those who had came on in, tuned in. Thank you for all those who will be watching this later. This is Mr. iSnap Studios, special guest Jeremy Cornelius. Make sure y'all do shop and order some cookies from Cathy Cookies Corners. I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't tasted them yet, but I'm going to be the first to say they're probably going to be the best cookies that you'll ever have in your life because they have been holy sanctified, touched. Am I right?
That is absolutely right. You are absolutely right.
All right, all right. All right, so y'all take care now. Peace out.